Greetings and welcome to our daily Devo for Wednesday, August the 2nd. And this really is the last one in the book we've been using. I went back and looked at the table of contents, and they set this last one apart from the regular listings, the alphabetical listings. And we're going to end our time in the book with the last chapter, or the last Devo, that's just simply entitled Israel. And they reference 2 Kings chapter 5, verses 1 through 19. 2 Kings, did I say 2 Kings 5, 1 through 19? And they quote from verse 19, "Go in peace," Elisha said. It has ended more quickly than you imagined it could. The trip of a lifetime is over, and it's time to go home. As you sit at the airport gate waiting on your flight, or as you prepare to set this book aside, let's reflect on why the Lord has taken you on this trip. Remember, your journey through the Holy Land has not been happenstance. The Lord brings people here to show them this land and change them through the experience. Naaman was one such person. He wasn't a descendant of Abraham or a resident of ancient Israel. He was from Aram, a country northeast of the Holy Land. And like you, he was a visitor who came and then left. But he did not return home as the same person who left. There were many things in Naaman's life he wouldn't want to change. The Bible tells us that he was a great man, quote unquote, who was highly regarded, quote unquote, a valiant soldier, I'll leave off the quote unquotes, with repeated victories to his credit, and that's 2 Kings 5:1. No need for change there. But he traveled to Israel with two problems that had gone unaddressed in his homeland. Naaman was afflicted with a skin disease that no one in Aram could cure. What's more, Naaman's homeland couldn't teach him who God is or how he regards sinners. This man with the debilitating skin disease was burdened by guilt and fear of divine punishment. The Lord brought Naaman to Israel to change all that. When Naaman arrived, the prophet Elisha directed him to wash 7 times in the Jordan River. When Naaman did so, his flesh was restored and became clean like that of a young boy, 2 Kings 5:14. And because this miraculous healing came from the hand of the Lord, Naaman's impression about the divine was also changing. This Aramean commander declared, "Now I know that there is no God in all the world except in Israel," and that's verse 15 of our passage. This changed man left the Holy Land and returned to his homeland and the familiar rhythms of his former life. But he didn't return the same man who had left. The healed Naaman knew God and lived at peace with him. It will take a few days, but once you unpack your bags or put down this book, things will start returning to normal. Home will feel like home. You will go back to washing your own dishes and taking out the garbage. You will return to working and paying the bills. But I pray that things will not become too normal. Like Naaman, the Lord has taken you for this walk in the Holy Land to change you. That means you will never be the person you were before you began this journey. Go in peace. And certainly we could use this book trip to Israel as a reminder of the places God has taken us. And while we were there, we thought deep thoughts. We had spiritual experiences. And we thought, when I get back home, When I get back to things as usual, I don't want them to be as usual. I want to be better. I want to be different. I want to be more aware of the presence of God in my life. I want to surrender myself to Him. We have those senses in those times. And they don't come every day. They may not even come every year, but they do come in our lives. The question is, will we hold on to them? Will we indeed continue to listen to what the Spirit has told us in that time, what He's revealed to us in that time? And will we allow it all to change us so that the normal time now becomes abnormal? We're changed, and so the normal time becomes something of a new normal. I'm reminiscing in my own brain here right now the times through life. Many of you will resonate with summer camp type experiences where you felt God talk to you, where you felt Him call you, say something to you, challenge you, and you went to the fire and threw your stick in, or convicted you of something, and you threw your stick in and He gave your testimony. So often my experience was when I got home, I was pretty much back to normal within 2 weeks, and little had changed. And that's discouraging to me. Not that there haven't been times it came and they've stuck and steps and changes in life happened, but that's not always the case. We need to hold fast. Naaman was reluctant to go to this prophet. His servant girl, his wife's servant girl, had mentioned the prophet of Israel to him. He was reluctant to go when he was told to wash in the Jordan. He was insulted. We've got better rivers back where I come from. But finally, he was persuaded. What's the big deal? What's the big deal, Naaman? Wash here, wash there. Do what the man tells you to do. And that's where we need to live our lives. Do what the Spirit tells you to do. Don't do what the Spirit tells you not to do. Again, it's a wrestling match to maintain the new thing that God has shown you, revealed to you. What changes were you expecting because of your time in Israel? Again, we went via book, but he painted pictures well for us, I think, and we could get a sense of being there. Again, I'd recommend you get the book for yourself so you can enjoy the pictures, the maps, and all of that went along with these devotions. What were we expecting? What if you were given the opportunity to go on a trip to Israel? What would you expect out of it? Just a tourist trip, or a desire to connect with the God of that place? With the God who chose that place for His people. All the holy history that's taken place there. And what new insights or changes surprised you? As we went through this book, what new insights or changes surprised you? Even though maybe you'd read the passage before, but with some new details, maybe put a different twist on it for us. And here is our last devotion for this book, and therefore our last prayer from our author. Lord, I honor the fact that you bring people to Israel to change them just as you did Naaman. As I return to the normal rhythms of life, help me appreciate and live out the changes at work in me. Blessings to you today on this Wednesday, and Lord willing, the sun rises on Thursday. We'll be still with the same author, but with a bit of a different take. So blessings.